Welcome to Marvel Movie Talk on the Blattcast Entertainment Network. Very excited, very festive to be here for a conversation on the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. It is also a combination tree lighting for those of our video listeners. And we'll get going in a moment. As always, I am Christian Bladt and joined for today by the one, the only, El Sassy Pants herself. Katie, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How you doing, Christian? Oh no.
Okay,
He froze?
so wait, so again, I can't hear you guys. I could hear you a
Okay.
second ago.
Yay!
Now I can't hear you again. All right.
We
Well,
can
that's
hear
what we
you though.
want. So there's Katie, there's Michael Shirley, and there's Eric Conner. I'll pop out, and Eric, let's have you. Actually, ladies first. Katie, let us know what you thought of the Guardians Christmas special.
You got it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I thought it was like we finally, brought back the Christmas special editions, which we don't seem to see unless it's a Doctor Who episode or something. It was fun. It was whimsical. Was it my all-time favorite? But it was good. It was fun. Eric, Michael, what do you guys think about it?
Michael, I'll defer to you, boss.
Yeah?
I want to hear Michael Shirley.
I mean, all right, I was like almost not allowed on this show today because Christian wasn't quite sure what I thought about it, and he told me he didn't want me to rain on his parade. So he was like, let me know after you watched it. What do you think? And I mean, I've got to say, it's my favorite presentation of the Guardians so far. Yeah, I know.
Wow,
I know.
That's why you let Michael Shirley talk.
Yeah. It's really, really surprising even for me. I've never been a huge Guardians fan. I've never been a huge Kevin Bacon fan, but just somehow
that's the
works
entirety.
together. Mantis is probably my favorite, and this was really Mantis heavy.
Very.
So it also gave me the chance to remember why I hate Billy Corgan. So that's always fun to reminisce too. So
okay, can you tell us why you hate Billy Corgan, especially here?
To make a long story short, I saw Billy Corgan in the Smashing Pumpkins in '95. I was 10 years old. Opening for them was Garbage, my favorite band. It's still to this day my favorite band. And Garbage came out, did their thing. They were amazing. Billy Corgan and the Smashing Pumpkins come out and they get like 3 songs in, and he just starts railing on the crowd saying, "You're not loud enough. You're not loud enough. We shouldn't even play this show because it didn't sell out." Walked off stage. Then slowly the band members start exiting, Darcy and then Jimmy Chamberlain. And then Jimmy Ehoff finishes the song by himself, solo. Does a bow, and I was like, "You tried to ruin rock and roll for me as a 10-year-old Billy Corgan, and I will not have that."
Wow.
So I always will troll him whenever anyone will talk about him.
Oh.
Well, I think what's worse is when he shows up and plays a show and doesn't announce that they're playing their new album in its entirety and starting the show with it. So you're like an hour in, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Zwan? What is Zwan?
And then the first song he did
I saw Zwan live. I was the guy who saw Zwan live.
Wait, is that the album? No, Swan was his other band.
His offshoot.
This was the Smashing Pumpkins. This was Smashing Pumpkins album. And after the album, he does Space Oddity by David Bowie. And I'm like, oh, thank God, like music I can actually listen to. But he's barely featured in this special. I don't know that.
It left a stain. It left a very big stain in a body part others would call a heart for Michael Shirley. I love that song, though.
That's Smashing Pumpkins' Christmas song?
Yeah.
I really liked that cover. I thought it was really great.
It's good, but, when you look over the the soundtrack for this Guardians holiday special, and you go, "Oh, I liked the Fountains of Wayne song more than I
Way
liked
better.
the Smashing Pumpkins song."
Yeah.
Way better.
I want an alien
Yeah.
for Christmas. You know,
That was great.
So,
Yeah.
Out of State Plates album. If any of you guys want to.
To Adam Schlesinger, by the way, I wish him only his memory. May his memory be a blessing. He was a fabulous performer.
Mm-hmm.
So, Eric, as the lone representative of the tribe, I want to know your feelings on. You know, you really get short shrifted. You have one Christmas song. One holiday song and one holiday movie, both by Adam Sandler. And you know, without him, you'd be lost, right?
Yeah, Woody Allen's Hanukkah project is still in development, and it's not looking good right now. So, you know,
no children are allowed.
Hopefully.
What's wrong? I just play a babysitter in it.
No, you don't understand. It's hard being a Jew. I'm self-hating, but not because I'm Jewish. One of his actual lines, by the way. You know, I thought this was great, and by the way, of course, to those who celebrate it, Happy Life Day from last
thank
week.
You. Yes.
I'm rocking this. This is, by the way, a gift from my son. So if he's watching it, sorry, this is Hanukkah gift number 4, I think. So
That looks
act
like
surprised.
something from Halloween, Eric.
It might be. I don't know.
It's
By the way, I like
amazing.
what it does to my glasses. I'm like,
I was just gonna say the effect that it has in your glasses is really creepy.
now it actually looks like the old Star Wars holiday special, like the effects. You know, despite the lack of a B. Arthur, I thought this special was wonderful. It was so fun, and to their credit, they had their cake and they got to eat it too. Like, it was ironic. I mean, the fact that you have the Wombats, the old 97s, Fountains of Wayne, the Pumpkins, aka what I'll buy Michael Shirley for Hanukkah this year is the box set of pumpkins, just so I could see it in his garbage can. But I just thought it actually had a really lovely little message in there too. And you know what you were saying about Mantis? Like, they just made Mantis so much more of a full character. Like, she's been great across the board in the Guardians movies, but here all of a sudden it cut deeper and you realize like what a wonderful performer she is. So no, I thought this I mean, listen, am I going to watch it a million times? Probably not. But as a one time a year holiday watch between, you know, showings of Christmas Story, yeah, most definitely I'd watch this again.
What about Christmas Story Christmas, the new?
I haven't watched
update?
it yet. I'm afraid. I'm a little afraid.
I'm very afraid of adult Ralphie. But generally, you're able to walk away from a Christmas special, holiday special. You know, every year, you know, for a while, Doctor Who would have a Christmas episode.
Yeah.
And there was someone that I used to do shows with on AfterBuzz that just hated the fact that it was just like, enough already. You know, like, why does it have to be Christmas? And then they started doing New Year's Day shows, and it's like, now it's not as good. Are you happy? And she probably is. But so, you know, if
I don't have the same disdain for Yuletide season. I don't mind when people say Merry Christmas to me. I mean, what am I going to do? No, I'm sorry. You got to say Happy Holidays for the 2% of us. I don't care.
I guess you've never had to fight in the front lines against the war on Christmas. But good for you. Yeah. Katie and I have done yeoman's work to try and well, Katie and I, and we may speak about this again a little bit later. We have in the past bonded over some of the greatest Christmas programming of all time, including my VHS copy of Muppet Christmas Carol, which fans of this movie know you needed to hold on to the VHS if you wanted to get one of the songs, but it's now returning to Disney Plus. What did you feel about this, Katie? And I know you probably addressed, you know, big thoughts, but I was trying to make all this technology work. And by the way, it was not successful. That's why I'm on myself. But just big thoughts from you, Katie.
Big thoughts for me. In terms of the Guardian special, I liked it. It was fun. It was pure whimsy. I thought it was crazy that Flula made a guest appearance as a bartender in like a WeHo bar that they shot in maybe Georgia. But in terms of the Muppet Christmas Carol, bringing back the song "The Love Is Gone." come on, man. That is the song. That is like the theme throughout the movie that I just really loved. And they bring it back in the reprise of the last bit of that movie. And so having that back in just makes so much more musical sense in my mind.
And I've told Katie this before. My wife hates that song because it's boring.
No!
So when she saw it when she was a kid, and she's just like, this is boring. But it tells a big part of the story, you know. So sometimes you got to sit for 3 minutes, you know.
Yeah, well, and I do get that, especially like as a kid. I think I probably thought it was a boring part of the movie as well. But like that is something that I feel like we've been missing from a lot of our like holiday specials or movies or things like that we're getting from like last year we had Hawkeye, and that was a ton of fun, but like we needed sort of those like linchpin heart moments where it's like, this is where we kind of fucked up in life, in just in like the general love sense, and like what like I feel like the holiday season is about is like reconnecting and like really appreciating and cherishing those that you love. And that was a thing in Muppet Christmas Carol that was like, hey, Scrooge, this is like your linchpin moment of like where your life kind of took off. You chose career over your love, and now you have a bunch of money and you have no love.
And by the way, if you tell me a better portrayal of Ebenezer Scrooge than Michael Caine, I'll call you a liar.
Thank you.
Because he plays it for real. Like, you know, he plays it straight. He's like, yes, I know I'm in a movie filled with Muppets, but I'm still Michael Caine, you know. So,
which was the interesting thing about Chris Pratt in this movie. Like I felt like he was just angry the whole time, and like we didn't quite get a lot of Chris Pratt, which was fascinating. Like he enjoyed his little treat. Kevin Bacon I thought was hysterical.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon was having the best time. Like I love despite Michael, I love me some Kevin Bacon, and I thought he understood the assignment. He studied for it, and he went and he killed it. I thought he had such a blast. He played. I mean, you could see he's just having a lot of fun out there, playing various versions of himself. I get that sense, like apparently it's very easy to get to Kevin Bacon, which is exciting, I think, for everyone.
You just have to jump
in
the
LA.
fence,
or throw someone over a fence.
Or get thrown, yeah.
The most terrifying shot of that whole film was when Mantis was running after him, cackling. I was like, holy shit, this is terrifying.
I like the unnecessary expenditure of actually having Kira Sedgwick on the other end of the phone. Because, you know, it could have just been a female voice, or, by the way, no voice. And they're like, no, you know, we're Disney. We have this kind of money. We'll put her on the other side of, you know, as if she doesn't have enough to do. Yeah, but, you know, that's a great point about Chris Pratt. I mean, he's not in a great place right now, but he was funnier in the Thor movie trying to get rid of Thor. Yeah. You know, so he should still be in a good place because he doesn't have Thor dragging him down anymore. I guess, you know, it's his Gamora's dead. He knows the other one's out there. And I guess, you know, Peter Quill saw the trailer for Guardians 3 that everyone saw at Comic-Con. So he knows it's going to be a bummer. So maybe he's just already feeling it. I don't know. But
maybe he watched the last Jurassic Park, because honestly, it put me in that mood too.
It might have been that. Maybe.
Have you watched that, by the way? It is
maybe
it is as terrible a big budget film as I've seen in years. I didn't make it through. Like I watched The Room 25 times.
The first Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard Jurassic Park, and I felt very foolish for having spent my time on that one. So I got to draw the line somewhere, you know.
It can get better.
No, I was happy that they had returning cast members and things like that, but I've never even tried to watch that movie.
No, I know that was supposed to be the draw for that third Jurassic Park. I was like, I mean, I'd like to see what's Laura Dern been up to. It's been a while, you know. Jeff Goldblum, when don't I want him on my TV? I mean, I've never watched his Disney Plus show, but still, you know, when don't I want
Are those the thoughts that go through your head when you see Jeff Goldblum's like, Jeff Goldblum, what's he up to?
Wait, now I'm Fred Schneider from the B-52s.
Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my god, that is the theme for when
more substantial than that.
I love it.
I want to hear Christian sing Rock Lobster.
Yes.
But just put
it's
Jeff Goldblum in it.
You literally just heard me say it, so I don't. I mean, just with different words. So
clearly, we're gonna have to do a
Orb
karaoke live
commands
stream.
you
Is
to
what
do
we
it
need.
again.
yeah, we definitely can. By the way, this is a comment from earlier, but Cami Egan was impressed that Michael Shirley liked a recent MCU project. Oh, my beating heart! You liked something recently. You liked Wanda, but you didn't like the way it ended. But you, for the most part, liked it. And yeah.
I was okay with She-Hulk and Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
I guess Hawkeye's probably disappointed me the most, but it's been a year. It's fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so apart from Billy Corgan's inclusion and getting a royalty check, what was there any? Let's try and find the negatives for Michael. There's always something.
Yeah, there's definitely a negative.
Good. Let's camp out on that for a little bit.
I was kind of not buying like the whole end sequence. I was like, okay, if we get like this guy who's known for being like an actor and playing so many roles, it's like you're gonna get him up there and have him sing a song. Like I wanted to see him up there doing like a monologue, like from like a Christmas Carol or something. You know, I didn't really think singing him a rock song. You know, he tells Kira Sedgwick on the phone like, oh, I got some friends I got to teach about Christmas. I didn't learn anything about Christmas from that song he sang. I was hoping, you know, to see him do some kind of silly. I would have rather them gone with some kind of monologue. Like, I don't really think of Kevin Bacon.
Perhaps you're not as familiar with the Bacon Boys as you should be, his music project. So,
I mean,
if it was kind of stunned by that.
If it was a Johnny Depp or maybe like a Kiefer Sutherland, I get it. But it's just that wasn't the way I would have gone if I had him and I could do anything I wanted, you know, with his character. It's just not what I would have done.
I did think setting up the fact that you know, the reference to the magic arrow, I was like, are they going to have that end up in his eyeball like in Friday the 13th? Because they even mentioned it. And that was like foreshadowing I thought we were going to get. But I guess it really wouldn't be much of a holiday, you know, romp
special
for the
with that.
Yeah, we definitely have changed the tone a little bit. But
there was a part of me that felt like it was a little bit like an audition tape for Kevin Bacon to come back and have a resurgence.
Yeah.
In my mind, he's never gone away.
And he has, but like, what's the last big Kevin Bacon movie that you've seen him in?
He had a show on Fox where he was.
I like that show, The Following.
Following.
That's
right.
I
first season was good. Yeah, first season.
I saw him in that horror movie They Them.
He was in a movie called They Them.
Yeah, which is, by the way, not very good, but he's good in it. And it made like $25. If
you feel like he's been gone for a while, maybe it's because Hollow Man was a documentary, and that's why we haven't seen him in a while. I don't know. It's just trying to come up with reasons why we might not have seen the lad for a little while.
I was worried we wouldn't have any Hollow Man jokes.
Guys. It's like,
wait.
I've always just felt like he looked like really gooey and stretchy, just kind of like Stretch Armstrong. Like he'd be like the perfect Mr. Fantastic. Like I don't know, just want to kind of do this on him. I don't know.
Okay, you heard it here.
What?
Kevin Bacon plays
Mr.
For the
Fantastic.
Easter
special.
right. I love that. I was like, why did they throw that in there too?
Yeah, I thought
Maybe
that was
we'll
fun.
get one.
The tag at the end of the credits, Rocket saying now we need to do another special, you know, and I think it's great that we now know that the GoBots are MCU canon, and oddly enough, not the Transformers. I thought that was fun. And Eric, I know you sent me something. I'm in no situation where I can share pictures, so sorry about that. But
that's okay. I wonder if I can.
I
could
so
try.
You might be able to present, you know.
All right.
But,
well, keep talking.
We'll keep going. Yeah, I thought that. I mean, look, the sequence where they're down on Earth, I think was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
We really got. I mean, we've never gotten that much out of Mantis. You know, a couple of good lines and a couple of Avengers movies, and I think it's great.
That hot story on Mantis, which I was like, oh, did we know this before?
That she was Peter's brother.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Yeah, I didn't
anything
remember
about that.
yeah. That kind of took me off guard. I was like, wait, is this a comic thing that everybody knows but me? Because like that happens a lot.
No, but it could have been in Guardians too. I mean, I saw it once in the theater and just haven't been moved to watch it again. And I don't know. Somebody in the chat let us know. Did you know that Mantis was Peter's sister? Because I didn't.
Yeah, I felt like I'd missed something.
Yeah.
It was definitely a big reveal that didn't feel like. I mean, I loved Star-Lord's reaction to it in the end. Like that felt like the most heartfelt driven moment. It was like, this is the best present you could have given me. I was like, excellent line. Oh yes, the GoBots.
Beautiful.
Hey, well, I'm just trying to show you that it was always there. Like this still from the GoBots movie, in fact, inspired two major moments from Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. I rest my case.
I can honestly say that I forgot that there was a GoBots movie. The Transformers movie scarred me as a young boy. It was very traumatic, but I didn't even remember the GoBots movie.
I thought you liked that movie.
No, it's great. The Transformers movie's great, but it's like, hey, do you want to see all your friends get murdered? Come see this movie.
I've heard many a tale about how traumatizing that was.
Optimus Prime, he gets killed early too. It's like,
yeah, so
okay.
the first credits are still rolling, they kill Optimus Prime, and I'm like, wait, I'm supposed to root for Judd Nelson? Come on. But anyway, yeah. So, but the point being about that sequence down on Earth, really getting to spend the time with him. They were great together. I think if it had been Mantis and Nebula, the story would have been largely the same. But clearly, they knew that bringing Drax down there, I think was great. It was good to just have a couple of them, because if it was like all the Guardians except for Peter, I don't know. I don't think it would. It just was more of a fun, like, I don't know, a fun little, like, almost like a bottle episode of a Guardians TV series.
A lark.
Yeah. Well, and less CGI for both Rocket and for Groot. Yeah. Groot felt like he was the version that you see at like the Disney parks.
Yeah, totally. I didn't think it was CG. I thought it was a dude in a Groot suit.
Yeah.
No, that was actually that was Vin Diesel having not hosed off in a couple of weeks. That's the most practical of practical effects.
The evolution of Vin Diesel into his next form.
I find it so weird that he is that character, and that's all. He only says one word. It's just like, do they pay him very little, or like what? Like what's going on here?
I have no idea.
How much could you possibly pay him?
I'm gonna assume less than Bradley Cooper, but probably not that much less.
Probably not.
God, what an easy scam, man. That's a great joke.
That's all I'm gunning for. Is just being like, I am Kate, and then like that's all I do for the rest of the time, and then I just live off of that.
That's great.
Wait, Affleck, Gilbert Gottfried, rest in peace. Also, like, that was the greatest gig of all time, and he blew it. And that was millions of dollars to record one word.
I mean, that's the actor's dream. Is like, I don't have to go anywhere. I just have to record like Affleck, and then like you're living large.
Count your money. Yeah.
Oh wait, I mean, you want to talk about bad career decisions. Gilbert Gottfried, we could spend the rest of the hour on it. Daniel Drew explains for us the sibling thing was a deleted scene from Volume 2. So not only are we supposed to watch the movies, we have to
the special features.
But Kemi had no idea. And Daniel explains that Disney added that scene in the Mantis Legends short, but since it spoiled that plot point, they removed the Legends shorts till after the special dropped. So the Groot that we're getting is young adult aged Groot. He somebody asked, James Gunn's been very active on Twitter talking to people about this movie.
Oh, here you go.
No, he explained that this wasn't the retweet of me, although I was very excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
This was him explaining that this isn't actually the same Groot. That Groot died. This grew out of that Groot. So he's not going to grow up and be the same exact creature. He's going to be bigger and bulkier. So it's like, yes. What's that?
Siamese Dream.
Yeah. I mean, your favorite Smashing Pumpkins album.
All back.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of that.
Also probably offensive. Is Siam even a place still?
No, but I mean, Siamese twins are still a thing, aren't they? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we're supposed to call them conjoined twins now.
All right, so let's re-release that Smashing Pumpkins album.
And
An ableist song.
well, as well as Lady and the Tramp, I believe. Also, you would have to do a bit of a scrub.
Yeah, I don't even know that you could call them Lady or Tramp, in all honesty. So,
Call it them. They.
Wait, you just talked about a movie called
They Them.
God,
It's
never
called They
mind.
Them now. Lady and the Tramp.
I just saw Kevin Bacon in a movie called They Them, and it's about a bunch of LGBTQ campers, and he's like the lead camper, or like whatever.
Are you like watching something else on those glasses? Eric just talked about that.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Hey guys, I saw Kevin Bacon in They Them. I don't know if you know this.
Really? Could you tell us about that?
Yeah,
I haven't heard about
I hear
that.
It's not a great movie, but he's good in it.
He's a conjoined twin with himself in one body.
Oh,
It's
wow.
fabulous.
What is this movie?
It's got a full.
It's called Other Voices. It's available on Amazon.
Available, the documentary, not the narrative. Yes.
Not the narrative.
I heard you're working on a sequel.
I have a quick question. Is Drax now prone to lying? I thought Drax's whole deal was that he only spoke in blunt truths, and when we see him with Mantis, he's kind of like the obvious version of lying, where he's just, did you not turn on the camouflage for the ship? And he was like, totally did.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a new character trait for him.
Characters have evolved. I mean, he didn't get blipped, Drax, did he?
No.
So he's like 10 years evolved.
Oh,
from
actually,
when we
I think
first
he
saw him.
did.
Oh, he
No, I
did?
think he did get blipped because I think Rocket was the only Guardian who was left.
That's
Yeah,
right.
You're right. Yeah.
But
you're
also, we need to talk about, does Bucky still have his arm? What? What?
No, that's
I
the one
like
that he
that.
lost.
I like that a lot.
That's the old one.
That's the old one?
He got a new one from Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And-
That's right.
Yeah.
So he
I
found
love
that on like eBay.
Someone did. Someone bid on that one.
Nebula had some really great one-liners, especially her opinion on actors. I really like that.
Oh my
'Cause I feel
God.
pretty much the same about actors. They're just a bunch of lying sacks of shit. Like,
You're right.
No offense, Katie.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We are.
but I loved it when she said, "Wow, all actors aren't total pieces of shit."
That was nice. I like that. Yeah.
But it's
I
so
know.
true, though.
But I mean, just the bar scene, entirely unnecessary but fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
since when did West Hollywood come off of like Hollywood and Vine? Like, I was like, where are they? They must be in Georgia.
So first of all, they're in Atlanta.
Okay.
Second of all, the scene at the outside of the Chinese theater, it was
They
legitimately
shot
Los
that
Angeles.
in Hollywood.
Yeah, because
No, that definitely was. You can't really fake that unless you have more of a budget for that.
The rest of the movie, I think, was not shot in LA. You know, that was what I remember thinking when I first saw Kevin Bacon's pretend house. I'm like, that's a really nice house somewhere outside of Atlanta.
That was exactly what I was thinking. I was like, that's a great house. There's too many windows for it to be Hollywood.
It's done.
Great point.
I thought it was a very small living room to be Hollywood.
What's one of his? Remember he
had
lost
like a little
Bernie,
corner. He was
Bernie
watching
Madoff
TV
money.
in the
Remember, Bernie Madoff cleaned him out though. So I think this is a post Bernie Madoff world.
I
read deep into it.
Yeah, Bernie Madoff is actually the Thanos of Kevin Bacon's life.
Okay.
He actually took half of his wealth and made it disappear. So
wow.
That's such a good joke.
Thank you. Hey, you're welcome back anytime.
Remember, I'm an actor. I'm a lying piece of shit.
Damn it. All right, that's it. Christmas is over. Forget it.
No.
Right.
I'm taking my orb and going home then.
Your orb.
Do you think that we're going to see more like holiday specials like this coming up in the future? And will it be Guardians or will it be another?
No, I think the Guardians as we know them. I mean, James Gunn obviously has bigger fish to fry after Guardians Volume 3 comes out.
Huge.
Literally all the fish in Aquaman's ocean. But so I think that those characters won't all go away forever. And yeah, there might be another Guardians movie, but I don't think we'll get it for a while. And always good to see all of our friends in the chat.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Hot girls are waiting, but what are they waiting for? I really don't understand. Like,
to take off this sweater.
Honestly, whatever they're into, they're gonna find it here. You know, the four of us are gonna provide something that they want. Ken Egan wants to know if you bought your orb from the collector, Eric. It sounds like a euphemism for something that's really between you and your wife.
Yeah, Sammy, I would tell you, but I am a married man and father of 2 and a dog, and I mean that's more. DM me, I'll tell you.
And a dog.
Yeah.
Dog father.
But I liked the little touches because clearly they're aliens. From the simple way that Mantis picks up a shot and tries to drink it by lapping it up with her tongue. Just little things like that are so.
And breathing like smoke or whatever came out of her mouth.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Katie.
Are you guys familiar with Flula? He's a YouTube comedian, but like is also popping it up in like a lot of different projects and things. And I didn't realize that Flula was going to be part of the MCU now. But I don't think that was like that character that he does. Michael?
Nah, no. I think he was just the bartender.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although I like the expanding the universe into YouTube performers. I think Mr. Beast is going to be in the next Captain America. Ryan is going to unbox the Tesseract over on Ryan's World. It's going to be some great stuff. Great cross promotion. So, nice Mr. Beast shout out, by the way. So, but you must have children in your house. Oh, you have no idea. I bought those burgers. I'll save it for another episode.
Go to 7-Eleven and buy a burger because it was the Mr. Beast burger.
No, they're on the. You can get it from like Grubhub or one of those, and then they show up. And
which also shops at 7-Eleven.
Oh, it's the.
How much did you spend?
I only one of my kids can go to college now, and Franklin's not going to be the one who demanded that.
Guys.
You don't know Mr. Beast, Michael, but you're a young man.
Is this like a Baby Shark kind of situation?
No.
Baby Shark.
It's,
I want to say it's like on a teen scale, Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Baby Shark.
It's like a Slender Man. Like
no.
Slender Man burgers I'd buy in a second with no complaints.
Those are just hot dogs.
Yeah, it's like
Slim Jims feels like a logical tie-in.
Combination like reality competition show. With I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just it's a YouTube channel with just way too many views.
That almost got bought out for $1 billion, and they turned it down because it wasn't financially accurate of what they were worth. And I'm like, it's kind of incredible in terms of like the YouTube.
That's going around with like Twitter.
Yeah, Elon's just looking for the next Mr. Beast.
I mean, his money would have been better spent. Craig Robinson pointing out some cheeky DC stuff in there. Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Not the first Batman reference in the MCU. So I guess he's canon as well. So
they need comic books to read.
Yeah. What was that, Eric?
No, I was going to say, one thing about this special that I thought was kind of fun that I haven't really seen anyone else talk about. It's basically Star Trek 4. It's seen Star Trek 4. It's the one where they go back to modern day San Francisco. And it was, up until the reboots, it was the most financially successful of all the Star Trek movies until, the J.J. Abrams one. And there's something to be said for you got to do a low budget thing. They gave however much money to produce this thing. So why not just take a couple of them, put them in the modern day? And you could only do it. She-Hulk obviously had a hell of a time, taking a piss on the whole MCU in brilliant fashion. But this is who amongst MCU could you actually do this with without it sort of being so cheeky? It would actually take away from some of the integrity of the storytelling. And this was in that end, it was the perfect fit. Like, and I loved, to the point where I would love to see them maybe do more adventures on modern day Earth. I love seeing the two of them kind of palling around in Atlanta's version of West Hollywood, and doing shots, running into cops. I mean, I thought that was all great, and it was such a fun fish out of water, to the point where if they're going to keep some of the Guardians around, it feels like that's a kind of show they could create with a couple of the more TV budget safe members of the cast.
I think it will evolve, the Guardians. I don't think they're going away, but I think it's going to be like the Avengers, where we're going to see
split them.
Yeah, where I think Manus, they're probably gaming her up to be a bigger player, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Pratt has reached that unaffordable, as opposed to when they hired him. So, yeah.
Gamora's gone. That's another big money chunk.
Yeah, Exactly. Drax isn't going to do anymore. I mean, he's already talked about that.
Yeah, and I think Karen Gillan would appreciate not, getting into that makeup chair again. But I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Katie?
I honestly have forgotten. But
we're very distracting to look at these handsome men. I get it.
No, I'm thinking about all of them, Pratt and Batista. Is it just me, or yes, and Michael and Eric and Christian, and obviously, hot guys available here.
Hot guys are waiting.
I'm sorry, they're waiting for you to message them in their DMs. Dave Bautista, isn't he vying for playing Kratos?
Oh, I didn't know that. I know he's done with this character, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's done acting.
Yeah.
I kind of see.
By the way, I keep forgetting to just we're talking about Dave Bautista, but the actress who plays Mantis, her name is Palm Clementif.
Yeah,
possibly how you pronounce it. I guess she's born in Quebec City, so I should probably say it a little bit Frenchier than that. But she's always managed to steal scenes that she's in, like in Endgame when she's like, "Ooh," or knives. She just has these little lines that are so funny, and really getting to know her. I mean, the fact that like she gets as angry as she does, I'm like, oh, I don't even know that we knew that about her. So really getting the time for her. I think it was a really smart project. For James Gunn to kind of envision this. Oddly enough, we were making fun of the Star Wars Holiday Special, but James Gunn said in some ways he was actually inspired by the Star Wars Holiday Special. One, because he's a proponent of always having a happy life day. Two, because even though it was executed poorly, the idea that it was a mix of, these characters, music, and we'll talk about the animation in a moment, but the music is just phenomenal in this movie. I mean, especially, one, he had to squeeze in his Hanoi Rock song, the Christmas song, Dead by Xmas. And, a couple of things that are very James Gunn. But, I mean, he co-wrote that song with the old 97s. And actually using the band, I think was fun. I've seen it twice. The second time I watched it with my wife. And the song ended, and she's like, oh, I kind of hoped that the whole special was just going to be that song. She's like, I liked the story in it, and I mean, she enjoyed the special as it went on, but I mean, that song was so like legitimately funny, it's like it tells a story. It's like the MCU's American Pie, not the movie, the song. Let's go round about the song. What did you think when you heard that song for the first time, Katie?
I was actually kind of shocked. I thought we were going to get some sort of like musical, like actual musical dance number and elements, sort of like Spirited, which if we haven't, we should definitely talk about that later. But when it was done, I was like, oh, I had a similar feeling, like, oh, I would have loved to have seen like kind of more of that. Like it was right. So quirky and fun, and I loved that, Star-Lord was just like, nope, that's not how that goes whatsoever. I love that kind of snarkiness and commentary on big musical numbers. But yeah.
By the way, we don't know for sure that Mrs. Claus doesn't work the pole. I mean, that was such a good line. But all the men in the North Pole are gone. Who knows what she does? I mean, in all honesty. Michael, did you like that song for the sole fact that it wasn't sung by Billy Corgan?
Yeah, that was fine. Once it was over, I was ready for it to be over, though. I think they timed it just about right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I agree with my wife that I wanted 42 minutes of that song, but we could have used a reprise at the end instead of the Bacon Boys song. But it's probably in his contract. He's like, I really don't want to do this. We'll let you sing.
I will
Sign
say,
right here.
I will say, I didn't know that Kevin Bacon could sing that. I mean, like I knew like Footloose and all of that, but like he kept up. He's doing pretty well vocally.
Yeah, I mean he's like the next Billy Bob Thornton. I mean he's a modern day Bruce Willis.
Or Don Johnson. I was going to go. Don Johnson's Heartbeats.
Right.
One
Heartbeat
of the great.
Is a much better song than any of the selections on Return of Bruno. What did you think of that song in particular? Really kicking the special off, Eric.
Yeah, I mean, I think it set the right tone. It also, by the way, to their credit, the bona fides of it actually being like a holiday special, because that's what holiday specials were. I mean, for years and years. I mean, even the opening credits, which they also used for Werewolf by Night, is like that idea of the special. We used to, we'd get that with Rudolph and Frosty. And so I think on that end, like they actually did something that will make this thing weirdly evergreen. Like it's gonna keep going, it'll keep playing for years. I mean, I think my kids really dug it, and also by giving themselves a song, you've given yourself that viral video, like the 5-minute thing that will get shared around for the next like 5 weeks, which I think was a very shrewd thing to do as well, And and I think the old 97s they did the theme to Community. I think that's their song too, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. No, you're totally right.
Yeah, and it's a totally legitimate band. Kevin Bacon, on top of the Bacon Brothers, I think they're called, right? His band with his brother.
I believe so.
It's very on the
although
nose.
I always like to think of them as the Bacon Bits. Go ahead, your turn.
That's good. They're instead of side musicians, they're side of Bacon. Well, he also did
when they play in Canada, they're back Bacon. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Well, he performed on a kids album called Philadelphia Chickens, which we were big proponents of in this house when my kids were little. And he sang the theme song, Philadelphia Chickens, and it's the goofiest song. Once again, though, Kevin Bacon, some performers, will really phone it in at times, but I feel like Kevin Bacon never does. Like whether you love him or want to stretch him into oblivion like Michael, like he's always given you the full Bacon.
He will holla for $1.
He will. No, and I agree.
So.
I think he definitely he treated this like a Michael Caine in the Muppets movie. Like he went full mode, and I was. Anytime it's like this kind of a goofy sort of thing, and shot the way it was shot as well, like it felt a little bit more TV friendly. It was like so much better when someone commits fully, as opposed to just being like, I'm too cool for this.
If I can name check, like going back a million years, but Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Yes,
the central performance in that. Without that, and he just passed away. Like
Bob Hoskins,
right? He passed away this year.
He did.
I'm sorry to be the one to have to tell you this, Katie.
I'm actually very sad about that.
Yeah, and he was so incredible in that film because you completely believe in his reality that he's dealing with all these crazy tunes. And
consider his performance in that versus Super Mario Brothers.
You mean when he achieved goddom and
when he was drunk every day with John Leguizamo?
Yeah.
In his defense.
No, it's fair.
Michael, do you remember if a certain longtime writer for Marvel Comics had their way, who Bob Hoskins would have played on the big screen? Do you remember from conversation we had with someone? You may not, and that's okay if you don't. So Chris Claremont wanted Bob Hoskins to be Wolverine.
Yep.
What? No,
because he has the body for it.
Because the way he was built and the fact that he was short. Yeah.
That's true.
I think he would have kept his shirt on a lot more than Hugh Jackman.
Probably.
But maybe not.
Okay.
It was Wolverine, not Wolverine.
I'm sorry. If we're gonna take time to talk about actors who sing, Cam Egan is absolutely 100% right. We can't not talk about
Eddie Murphy, Party All the Time.
Yes.
Which, he brought in Rick James to help him with. Honestly, of all the songs we mentioned, it's really the best one. I mean, Party All the Time. Okay.
Patrick Swayze, She's Like the Wind. Thank you.
I would much rather listen to Party All the Time than She's Like the Wind.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hot debate right here. Hot debate waiting.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to spend another hour on this now. But, I didn't know we would talk about Don Johnson's Heartbeat tonight, but I should have. Yeah, look, it's so much fun, and it's just exciting because this is that moment, that rare moment in the MCU where everybody seems happy with it. And I'm sure if I dig around, I'll find somebody who hated it. But, it was like how, Star Wars fans mostly disagreed and hated everything. And then when the first season of The Mandalorian happened, it was like, oh my God, it's something that we all like. And now everybody likes to pretend they don't like things anymore that they liked a couple of years ago, which is fine. I was talking last week that, there's that trend online for people to say that, man, No Way Home really wasn't that good. But
what?
Exactly. So I think it's great that people enjoy it, and it's like it doesn't take itself too seriously, but you got to put the right amount of heart into any kind of holiday story, which maybe that's what the Star Wars holiday special was missing.
We were just looking for a heartbeat.
A little bit. By the way, that was very nice. Looking for a heartbeat. A little bit too much Art Carney, Harvey Korman, and B. Arthur. Maybe that was a problem. By the way,
or not enough B. Arthur.
Jefferson Starship.
Star Wars Holiday and Donna Summer. Star Wars Holiday Special, written by the great Bruce Valanche. So,
what?
Oh my gosh, you didn't know? Yeah.
No way.
Sole screenwriter. No one. It's not Bruce Valanche and someone else. Bruce Valanche wrote it. Have you never seen it, Michael?
No.
It's all Valanche.
Yeah.
You're looking for what uncut Valanche looks like. Go no further.
It's a Valanche avalanche. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, don't just a word to the wise for everyone out in the audience. Don't Google uncut Valanche. I don't think you actually want to see it. How about?
No, just DM me. I got pictures. Just ask me directly. It's easy.
Eric's waiting now.
Eric's also been secretly posing as Bruce Valanche for years.
Oh, Michael, it's no secret.
Yeah, but it was only because you looked more like him than Paul Lynde. You always wanted to be a center square, and that's who you had to settle on.
Paul Lynde, I'll always get a laugh out of me.
How can he not?
Uncle Arthur.
I have a great Paul Lynde story for after the podcast.
No, oh my gosh.
Oh.
Not appropriate. We're done so that everybody can hear the story.
Does it have the C word in it? That's the story we know.
Nah.
Okay. Let's tie it all together. This comment from Craig Robinson: Groot giving gifts that are scenes from the special. Kraglin holding Kraglin. Chef's kiss. I do agree that was a really nice touch. I thought that all of that stuff was funny, but we already referenced Nebula giving Rocket Bucky's arm.
Oh, so great.
What a random great moment that was,
And a great callback to maybe my favorite joke. It's my favorite joke of maybe the entire MCU is remember when Rocket wanted I just need this and this and that guy's leg. And then remember Peter gives him the leg. He goes, oh, I was kidding about that. But wait, talk to me. Is it funny watching him hop around?
I forgot about
later, it's like, I just need this and this and that guy's eye. And they're like, no, you don't. Yes, I really do. I need it so much. The greatest joke.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, I think that there was just a lot to like about it. The animated sequence in the beginning threw me off because I knew this was live action. And I was wondering if there was Michael Rooker not available, anything like that. But James Gunn said that when he envisioned this, he wanted there to be the flashback part to be animated because he was a kid. But he also wanted to use the same actor as young Peter, who is not young anymore. So it allowed him to be able to do that. But I
I
thought it.
assumed it was solely just because the young kid actor wouldn't have been the same age, and it was interesting to me too because I played the Guardians of the Galaxy video game, and when they show that last animation scene where Yondu gives him the double blasters,
Yeah.
I was like, no wait, his dad gave him that, and he inherited it. I was like, oh wait, no, that's the video game. This is not MCU lore. But I thought it was actually a nice touch. It felt like those like sort of like stop motion in between sequences in some of the holiday specials. Like I thought that it was really cool that they had like an animated version, almost like a what if episode.
I would have preferred claymation, but I agree. It was a nice touch. I wanted like a full on Rankin Bass, poorly animated lips, like Rudolph. But I thought it was a nice touch, and I think it's a nice appetizer before Guardians 3 is apparently just like a total bummer in the end. So it might make it hard to rewatch this thing if like Guardians 3 ends in like a fiery space crash and they're all dead, and then like, oh, but remember when they were alive last Christmas? That was fun.
Well, you remember the Star Wars holiday special had an animated short, which is how they introduced Boba Fett.
Introducing Boba Fett. I know.
Yeah.
I had a trading card where I had all the trading cards, and it said Boba Fett first appearance Star Wars holiday special, and I'm like, oh my God, what is that? Is it going to be on this Christmas? And there was no way to find out anything about something like that, and that's why when I was in high school, I spent $20 to buy a VHS of it at a comic convention. And by the way, that same shopping trip, I bought Roger Corman's Fantastic Four also for $20 on VHS. Some of the best $40 that I've spent at any convention ever, or maybe even just in life.
Oh.
How much enjoyment
talking about that Fantastic Four movie. I watched the documentary about it. It was like really sad.
That's the one that's called Doomed, right?
Yeah.
Doomed, yeah. Telling me?
But
yeah.
I didn't take it as weird, but weirdly hopeful because the actors actually, because I agree. Like it was kind of just you feel like none of them ever had a shot at this movie actually doing something, but the actors seem really appreciative of the fact that because of what happened with it, it actually got a longer lifeline. And so when they go to conventions, all these fans have seen that Fantastic Four and still embrace it. And so I think that was weird because I agree, like it starts out dark, but it ended on this very hopeful note. And you get that sense that the legend actually was good for the movie. Like if it got released, it might have done more damage than good to their careers. And now they're sort of, I don't know, like almost like folk legends because of being in that film.
Man, the guy that played Mr. Fantastic, when he's talking about like him and the guy that were the Thing, when they're talking about how they put in like thousands of dollars to like tour and do like press for this movie, like of their own money, I'm like, what a bunch of dummies. Like, no.
Oh, it hurts. Well, it hurts because you can understand it to some degree, but also
I'm glad we've come around to talking about early entries in the MCU, possibly some of the less successful. And Eric had messaged me, and Michael separately messaged me, the passing of a filmmaker named Albert Pune, who is responsible for a number of movies, including Cyborg and Nemesis, but most relevant to this show is the 1990 Captain America starring Matt Salinger, which one of the four of us, I believe, still feels is the best Captain America movie. If that person would like to.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Didn't it come out in 92? I know it, like, they really held on to it for a little bit.
I think I believe it was released direct to video in 1992, but it was made in 1990.
Right. Yeah. I was 7 years old. Look at me. I was 7 years old.
This many.
7 years old.
And I remember seeing this movie at Suncoast Video. And like usually when we went to the mall, my parents would let me get something. And that's what I wanted on the trip. And like, man, when I go back and look at like all my Suncoast movies, they're like $24.99. I'm like, what in the world? Like, what? Yeah. It's just
That's
it's crazy to me how much VHS is sold for back
Well,
then.
I mean, the first VHS that was priced to own was the Tim Burton Batman movie. The fact that it was $20 was amazing because they used to price them at like $80, $90 because they were designed for video stores to buy them,
price
Right.
to
and rent
or
them.
price to
Rent
own.
them
And
out.
Yeah.
you wouldn't own them unless you had a second VCR and just recorded them, like somebody maybe I knew, but obviously not me. Definitely not me with all 3 Star Wars movies on one tape. That certainly was not me.
How do
But
you even fit them all on one tape?
The extended
big
play,
tape.
the way it was meant to be watched.
it's an 8-hour tape. Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Meant for home videos and things.
I know. I should have squeezed the holiday special in there. But anyway, so you have fond memories of seeing this movie as a child. I was like 12 or 13 when I saw it, so I was less kind to it.
All that being said, I was 7, so I thought this was the coolest thing. It was the first time I'd ever seen a live action Marvel superhero movie, and I loved it, and I still love it. And the Red Skull looks so awesome in it. It's just, for the time, it was I thought it was really good.
Yeah, this
this
came a few years after
Punisher,
the Dolph Lundgren Punisher. So
there was Doctor Strange around then too.
The Doctor Strange was a TV
a little earlier.
Movie. Yeah. From 1978, and I remember because I used to pour through the TV guide and read every page and see what was. And it aired at 2 a.m. once. The Doctor Strange movie, on I don't know, Channel 5, Channel 11 in New York. And I'm like, oh, I'm recording this, and I was so excited to sit down and watch it. I don't remember it being good, but it's better than the live action 70s Spider-Man show. It's on that level though.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Doctor Strange film. Or the Punisher film. I've never seen the Punisher film.
So
I've seen
Punisher
pieces
film,
of it.
I saw the LA premiere of it, and that was only a handful.
Stop it!
Wait,
it was only
the
Dolph there?
No.
Theatrically,
wait, hold on. The 87 Punisher, you went to the LA premiere of it?
Yeah, because that movie went straight to video in America. And so it got released as part of the Dolph Lundgren Film Festival at the New Beverly. They brought out the director.
I'm sorry, the what?
The Dolph Lundgren Film Festival, a.k.a. the greatest night of my life, behind, I suppose, marriage and the birth of children.
Dolph Lundgren Film Festival.
Wow.
I know all those words, but not in that order.
Because you haven't really lived, Christian. You haven't really lived. No, it was the piece de resistance was the West Coast premiere of Punisher, a mere, 25 years after it came out.
They play He-Man?
They did. They played. No, I'm sorry. They didn't play He-Man. They played Red Scorpion, whatever he was in. They played I Come in Peace, of course, Rocky IV.
Yeah.
And I Come in Peace was my personal favorite, just to hear you go in pieces on the big screen.
I mean, that's the best. Yeah, I mean,
lifelong dream.
What
are you looking up? Oh, Christian, what are you looking up now? Is it Paul Lind home videos or
no? I wish.
Why are you looking me up,
Christian?
I wish. I only wish that I had that. No. But what I was going to mention was, when I was in 4th grade, my best friend moved to Japan, and he saw the Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie in the theater. I think it might have even been before it came out on VHS, and I think he really liked it, and I never trusted him again the rest of our life. He was the best man in my wedding, but I really thought twice about it because of his endorsement of the Punisher movie.
Did you buy it for him as a groomsman gift?
I should have, but we watched the Matt Salinger Captain America, which is the movie that we're talking about right now. And there's this moment at the end that I mean, we saw it probably 30 years ago. There's this moment from the end that we still talk about because, of course, he's Captain America. So he saves the president. So at one point, this is the very end of the movie, he says, "Mr. President, thanks." And he just puts his thumbs up. And that's what you're looking at right now for our visual audience.
Those gloves, man, they're great.
I mean, those those spray painted isotoner gloves that wouldn't fit OJ Simpson. Yeah,
Man,
But-
that's straight up like
His
costume.
mask, let's just say, does not make him look like the smartest guy in the room.
No, there's definitely a little derpness in it, but it's fantastic. I want to see this movie. I feel like you should do
It's
a live
available.
stream of this.
Yeah. I think everybody should watch this, and we're going to be in a little bit of a dry spell for Marvel content. So on our Marvel movie talk show, we are going to go through some of the lesser entries. We've been promising an Elektra episode for a while, and that'll be our first one that we get to soon. Make sure you follow us on social media. We'll let you know when you should rewatch Elektra.
Especially didn't Michael buy you the full screen DVD?
Yeah,
of it? Not even widescreen.
I know.
Yes.
Only because he couldn't find it on VHS. That was probably the only reason why I didn't get it there.
I actually did that on purpose to be annoying. I'm not even kidding. I had the option of like both.
I'm getting it
Like that,
widescreen.
because
I
I,
mean,
thought
look,
it'd be funny.
Is there ever a movie that was less needed to be in widescreen than Elektra?
You can watch it on your
Well, the joy of
computer and
this
it'll
is-
look normal.
And Michael, I think in your honor, Christian and I should actually get together in person and watch this.
That's
a
what
great
I
idea.
thought was gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we're not going to watch it separate. I want to watch that copy. I don't want to watch it
You should
widescreen.
make Jeff watch it with you too. He'll probably be like, "What is?
Oh,
this?
sure.
Like, what is this?"
No, there's also the chance that Jeff might be like, "This is pretty great. I don't know what everybody was talking about." Well, yeah. So RIP. But in any case, look, I think I got a lot of enjoyment out of that Captain America movie and Fantastic Four. But the Dolph Lundgren Punisher is not the worst Punisher movie. I think
Warzone.
Warzone is much worse than that. Like, so much worse.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah. Wait, is that the one with John Travolta, or am I thinking of a different one?
No, Thomas Jane
Yes.
had John
Wait,
Travolta.
No,
in
the
it.
John Travolta is not.
He's the
is
bad
not
guy.
By
He's
the
the
way,
bad
if
guy.
John Travolta in any part of his career had ever played the Punisher, that would have been the best movie we'd ever seen. I would have
Yeah,
liked
I'm gonna
like
kill you
Barbarino
now.
Punisher, but I would have settled for Pulp Fiction Punisher,
Get Shorty
maybe.
Punisher.
maybe Battlefield Earth Punisher. I don't know. There's a lot of options there.
Did I just hear you say get Shorty Punisher?
Yeah. That was
Oh
the best
my
one of
gosh.
all.
I didn't even think of Get Shorty Punisher. Yeah.
That one actually might. No, seriously, that one actually could work. He
That
was actually
really
great in
would.
that movie.
That would actually work.
He was a little
Anyway,
dangerous in it.
the moral of this story is that even bad movies can be good sometimes, and it depends on when you see them.
Mm-hmm.
And Michael, I am sorry that they never made a sequel to that Captain America, and you just had to suffer through all that Chris Evans crap. And I'm sorry.
I wasn't expecting one.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. But the Guardians Christmas special just made us happy, and I think that that's what it was designed to do. And very rarely does somebody set out to make an audience happy and succeed. So well done to James Gunn and all involved, and Palm Clementif, who plays Mantis. Obviously, a great moment for her. And whatever they want to do with Mantis after Guardians 3, I'm on board for it.
Yeah.
I would maybe I think there was a point where Alf had a talk show. So if they want to do a Mantis talk show where she hosts a talk show in character, I don't even care who's on it as a guest. I'll watch every episode.
I see her being on this team for a while. I see Star Fox joining. I see a lot of.
I don't know. I don't know that they got Star Fox money. How much money?
I don't
I know
know.
after Don't Worry, Darling and My Policeman, I think Harry Styles is a lot more affordable than they thought.
One of the four of us likes Don't Worry, Darling.
I
I
loved
didn't even
it.
see it yet.
I loved it, but I had a real
I haven't seen it yet.
problem. There was no black men in the movie except in the band, and I had a real problem with that
Oh,
because it was such
Okay.
a multicultural
Is that-
movie.
was it?
So-
Okay.
There was so many
Legitimately.
different-
Well, look, I mean, that movie. Who's the former Mrs. Sudeikis who
Olivia Wilde.
Olivia Wilde. It's clearly like it's like her version of what a utopia is, I guess. So that tells you a lot about her.
Oh,
What? I'm just saying. That tells you a lot about
You
her.
notice he's not in it.
dang.
Oh yeah, he's definitely not in it.
Or that salad dressing.
Yeah, I was. I told
I
Michael
have no
that
idea
was
what that means.
that was the worst movie I had seen in the movie theater for a long time. That was one of the worst movies I had seen. And then the next day, I watched Rob Zombie's Monsters, and it couldn't even compare. You know, that wasn't even really a movie. So
Maybe the worst movie ever made.
it made me feel a
Like,
lot better about.
I like Santa Claus and like the aliens better.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you said that. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. That's
Yeah.
the movie that Kevin Bacon is watching, which I know that movie from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
But it's a true holiday classic, and I hope we all get a chance to watch Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. Anyway, Kemi Egan wanted to know earlier if the Dolph Lundgren Film Festival broke you.
It was surprisingly affordable, and got to meet the great, also now deceased Clu Gulager, who used to frequent the New Beverly Cinema, and they even had a seat dedicated to him. So it was a bittersweet night now. But
he did one of the Project Greenlight movies.
Yeah,
right?
his son directed it, and Clu Gulager was not a young man at that point, but he like tore into the crew, for like being disrespectful, and all of a sudden like the whole place went quiet, and it's like, give that man credit. He was like defending his son, but really just ripping into everyone for not being professional. So,
nice.
Yes. If you don't know Clu Gulager, by the way, please do look him up. He was one of those Hollywood greats, and definitely a guy that the New Beverly crowd always treated with such respect.
Well, speaking of respect, I would like to respect all of your time by not keeping you any longer. But let's find out where we can keep in touch with everyone. Katie, where can people find you?
You can find me. I am still on Twitter. I haven't left yet, so I'm going down with the ship. But you can find me on Instagram, pretty much anywhere at @LSassyPants, unless it's TikTok. Put a Z at the end instead of an S.
Yeah, there was that like night where everybody on Twitter was like, I don't think we're ever going to see each other again. Like it was like the
going away party.
I was thinking, but it was really like, oh, there's really bad turbulence. I should tell you all my secrets. And then, just clicked right back in, and then we landed, and we've been fine for like weeks since then.
It's always been a cesspool, guys. It's still a cesspool.
Yeah, this
it's
is really
fine.
no different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Shirley, where should people rush to keep tabs on you and keep in touch with you?
Man, my Instagram stories are lit. And Twitter, you find me on Instagram at I Hate Michael Shirley, and I've been getting back into Twitter again. Like, I think like Elon's just got me all invigorated. It's just like it's all like new again. Been tweeting on the daily.
You have been tweeting a lot, and I haven't seen a lot on Twitter from Eric Conner. But if people do want to find you on there, where do they do it?
I'm still, I don't know, until Elon Musk doesn't make me pay $9 to verify myself. I'm still at Count Eric Conner over on Twitter and Instagram. You can come and say hello, and we'll talk about blue orbs and assorted tchotchkes.
Nice.
And I have a more festive Groot than you do, and I forgot to get him because of all the technical problems that I thought I resolved, which clearly I didn't.
Katie, do you have a Groot? Because I don't.
I do not have a Groot. I have a bunch of other dumb
Don't
stuff.
shame me because I have multiple Groots. They're my children's.
Sure. Got a
No,
lot.
this is
Got a lot of
mine.
other stuff.
Yeah,
This
that's
Groot,
the ticket.
This Groot is mine. My kids don't touch him. Never.
We
It's
got all
definitely
that.
my orb, though. We'll become Judah's orb in Hanukkah, but for several weeks. This is how I'm celebrating Life Day. And by the way, if we don't see, are we going to see them before Life Day or before the holidays?
Yeah,
Christian?
we'll do another show.
Okay,
we have
so I'm not wishing anyone a happy
I would like
holiday.
to do our Electra show before the end of the year. So
The real Christmas present is
that's
watching
the
that
real
movie.
that's the real Christmas present. Yeah.
I'll
But
have to make a
you
drinking
can,
game of
as
it.
always, follow me at Christian DFZ, Twitter and Instagram. And I haven't signed up for any of the dozens of other apps that people have started like squatting names on. So I really should.
Truth
but
Social?
yeah, like
Mastodon?
No, I invested in Truth Social. It seemed like it was that. I actually believe I have a Parler account from like 3 years ago. So there's
Yeah,
that.
I didn't know what it was, and I just grabbed Michael Shirley.
Yeah, I did the same thing. And then let's just say having a Parler account in December of 2020. January 6th wasn't even remotely surprising to me what I was seeing on Parler. So I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and sign out now.
I would argue a Nextdoor account is very similar.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
when you have a Nextdoor account, like, wow, my neighbors
Yeah.
really find lots of ways of not saying someone's race while saying someone's race.
Ah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Katie, I don't know.
I got off
think
that.
Nextdoor makes me think that the city of Burbank will once just be burned down to the ground. It will be all like an uprising of Nextdoor people that just have, everyone in Burbank with a Nextdoor account is Michael Douglas in the movie Falling Down. It's like we're all standing in McDonald's and they're telling us they don't serve breakfast anymore, and it goes from there. In any case, we'll be back at some point before the new year. Marvel's not really giving us a lot of new content, but we'll provide some fun show content before we get to Quantum Mania, which I don't think we get any series before Quantum Mania. I think
we're done with series for the year.
For the
For
year,
a while to like what, spring?
Something.
Yeah, but speaking of Disney Plus series, the Blackcast will have an Andor special coming up, so look out for that. And we will always keep tabs on each and every one of you. So please stay in touch with us. Until then, we will see you next time on the Blackcast. And as the great Stan Lee would say, Excelsior.